Hello everyone, this is Drew. Welcome to my first video tutorial on XHTML and CSS. Now, you may be exiting out of this video because you're thinking, man, I just have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know what XHTML or CSS is. Well, just let me explain to you a sec. XHTML and CSS are basically the two main languages used in developing a web page. And in this series, you will be learning the basic principles of XHTML and CSS and also getting into some advanced stuff. And by the end of this series, I promise you'll be able to design your own awesome websites. And designing your own web page is very nice because you don't have to go and pay someone to do it for you. And if you pay for someone to do it for you, usually you'll be left hanging there and you'll be stuck on the same site and not be able to change things around the way you want them, and it'll never get updated until you fork out more money. And you don't have to go and pay for an expensive class to learn this stuff. Simply, all you got to do is follow my videos, and you'll be designing your own sweet websites in no time. Anyways, to start off, I'd like to show you an example of what XHTML is. So go to your favorite web browsers. Uh, I hope it's Mozilla Firefox or Google Chrome because those are the two best in my opinion. I like Mozilla Firefox the most. But anyways, here I am on ESPN.com, and what I want you to go ahead. It doesn't matter what web page you're on, but I'm just going to use ESPN. Go ahead and right click on the page and go to view page source. Now here you see all this computer code and all this different symbols, and there's classes and just all these symbols here. And basically what all this is XHTML and CSS. Well, this part of it's all XHTML. And so basically, all this code is used to produce what we see here on our web browser. Now, to write code and to produce it so that we can see it on the web browser, we use something called the text editor. Now, here we have a text editor that's on every single Windows computer called Notepad. And Notepad will work fine and everything, but it's just really boring. As you can see, there's nothing exciting about it, just plain white around and nothing exciting about it. So what I want you guys to do is download a better text editor, because that's what we'll be using to write all the code in. So I want you to go to your web browser and go to Google, and when you're at Google, go ahead and type in Notepad++. And this website's changed a bit since I was last here, but when you're on Notepad++, go ahead and click download in this tab here. And right now the current version is 6.1.5, so go ahead and click on that. And well, actually you click it right here, download. Make sure you click save file, and we'll go ahead and let this download, and I'll get back to you when it's downloaded. Okay, now that it's done downloading, go ahead and double click it. Click yes when this pops up. Please select the language. It's obviously going to be English unless you're from another country, which wouldn't make sense because yeah, you gotta be English to understand this video. No English, I mean. Go ahead, next. I agree, next, and you can hit next on this part as well. Please click this right here, create shortcut on desktop. We're going to want a shortcut on our desktop because it's just nice, and we'll be using this program a lot when we're writing our code. So go ahead and install. Click finish, and and now it pops up. Start a new one, and here we have a much nicer text editor. We have how many lines, so we can type some random stuff here. Number 2. when you're actually doing code stuff, I'm pretty sure it shows all these different colors for different different stuff you type, and it's just a lot nicer than what you see with these two notepads here. So you should have this desktop icon here, Notepad++, and that's what we'll be using in future tutorials when we write our code. So before I end this video, I will just finish by explaining the difference between XHTML and CSS, because they are two different languages. XHTML is basically the main structure for our web page. So on your web page you may want several different things. Say you want a header on it, you want a nav bar. Under that header you want a content section, obviously you want one sidebar on the right side, or we'll just do sidebar, and then a footer. Let's say that's what you want for your website. Now CSS basically defines all that stuff. XHTML is a structure, CSS defines it. So if we want our header to be green, then we enter in all our code and make it green. We want it green, we want it a certain width, we want it a certain height, we want it to have a border, we want it to have padding, all that good stuff. And then we get to our nav bar, and we want different tabs or whatever you want it to look like, but just you want this color, you want it blue, say, whatever. Content, you have your font, like, of your whole web page. You have your link font, so you can have different fonts here and there and define those in the XHTML tag, or I mean define them with CSS, but they'll be in the HTML. So say in the HTML you have font 1, but in the CSS you'll define what font 1 is. So font 1 in CSS, you may want it to be size 12, Arial, and whatever else. And you can do font 2, font 3, and make them all different depending on what you want your font to look like and all this and that. And so yeah, so as you can see, CSS defines it. HTML is basically just the structure. Alright, that's the end of video 1. Thanks for watching. We now have Notepad++, so we can edit our code on our computer. And we also know the difference between XHTML and CSS to a degree. It'll be explained, you'll know more about it when in future videos. Please subscribe and stay tuned for more videos. Thanks.